What's up, welcome back to another YouTube video, and this is probably going to be one of my longest videos ever on the channel. And look, this is even a weird way to do it, but especially since there was no main purpose for this channel anyway, so this is probably not gonna make a big difference whatsoever. But today is going to be 15 common computer myths and lies that everyone should stop believing. First is that all your drivers must come from installation disks. Really? Why do installation driver disks still exist? Most of the time they will have outdated outdated drivers on them. And even in the rare event you will need a driver, you should just simply go on their website. They'll have like the latest version up there. Number 2 is you don't need an antivirus at all. Okay, this is a little bit different. There are two common things that everyone will say: oh, I'm using a Mac, and Macs don't get viruses, or I'm a safe computer user and I don't really do anything on the internet. Yeah, both are false. For the Mac thing, there was a little different. There was one time when Macs were completely protected because there was really very few people using it. However, Mac OS has gained attention since then. Now, as for the whole safe computer user thing, that's a different story. You're never a safe computer user. There's always a risk that it will get infected. You can even get infected by doing no interaction. However, you will be protected by installing the latest security patches, and antivirus can help there. But especially installing the latest security patches, mainly because most of these hacks are dependent on exploits that have already been patched with the new security patches. Number 3 is sort of related. Antivirus will catch everything. Not true. You see, many think this because they think, an antivirus will get everything. Yeah, that's not true. Nothing is 100% perfect. Most think that, but the truth is it depends on if the virus is included as part of the latest definition update. Basically storing them in a database on the antivirus server. So if the virus was recently created or modified, obviously it's not going to get detected because it's not in the database. The definitions do not have them. And I'm not saying completely get rid of antivirus, because that's all I'm saying. Antivirus should be your last line of defense against viruses. Number 4 is a little bit of a different one, and that is that filling up your hard drive is the reason why it's slowing down, is because it's being filled up with a bunch of files. This may or may not be true depending on what you have. Yes, hard drives do slow down as you keep filling them up with files, but that's not the most common cause. The most common cause in this scenario, at least many others, is the fact that you're running a lot of background processes or a lot of programs, and you sometimes add additional plugins to certain programs. Now, I am not saying get rid of them, I'm saying that's the most common cause. Number 5 is sort of related to these last few that we've been talking about, and that is if your computer's running slow, it's because there's a virus on it. Okay. It has been discovered that there are some viruses that will slow down your computer for other reasons. However, like I just said, that is normally not the cause. Background processes, adding plugins, running lots of programs are the most common cause. And while there are a few actual viruses that will slow down your computer, that is extremely rare. I don't even know anyone who's ever run into that problem. Number 6 is a little bit different, and that is that if you go into your browser and turn on private mode, you're anonymous. Really. Why do I even have to explain this? It basically only gets rid of the cookies and other browsing information done. Websites can still track your activity even in private browsing mode. I mean, they can't see anything from outside, but still, going into private mode does not make you anonymous. The only exception is if you bundle it with a VPN, which I'm not going to explain what that is in this video. If you know what it is, then you don't need me to explain. But if you don't know, you could just simply wait. I might end up getting into that in a separate video. I might not. But anyway, let's get back to the main point. And let's go ahead to it. Number 7, and that is that auto-updating can break your computer. While there is a chance that auto-updates can actually ruin a computer, that is extremely rare. But does happen in many cases. But the main reason you should have auto-updates enabled is because, like I've said several times now, most of these hacks depend on exploits already patched. If you just keep updating your software, your operating system. Next, number 8. Windows is insecure. Okay, this also depends on, this is different for each version of Windows. Yes, it does seem like there are a lot of hackers targeting Windows. There are most targeting Windows, and there are more viruses for Windows than any other operating system. But the main reason for that is there are actually more Windows users than there are any other operating system. StatCounter at the time of recording this video reports that 77.12% are using Windows. But, like I said earlier, and I'm going to say it, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Most of these hacks are dependent on already patched exploits. So, continue keeping your operating system up to date. If you haven't been pushing off Windows updates this whole time, I have never pushed off a single Windows update, at least not because of insecurity reasons. I mean, there are a few rare cases when I will, but never for weeks or months. Usually only for a day or two. But then again, it's different for each version of Windows. So for example, if you're using Windows XP, then you're at the most risk. XP has been unsupported since 2014, April 2014, and you just staying on older versions of Windows puts you at higher risk. For number 9, defragmenting your hard drive or SSD. Don't do it on modern computers, really, mainly because modern computers nowadays ship with an SSD, and they shouldn't ever be defragmented, as it will actually shorten the lifespan of it. if you want to do it, modern operating systems will now have their own defragmenting feature that runs in the background, and you actually can't even tell it's there. Next, number 10 is to safely eject a USB thumb drive before removing it. The reason that's there is to prevent you from accidentally corrupting files just by unplugging the USB drive. They don't want you to take it out while a program on it is running or files on it are being modified. While you don't really have to do that, you should still do it if you're unsure if certain changes are still being made. But like, I mean, I still do it in these cases, but like, almost never. Number 11 is turning off your computer every night. While, yes, doing it while turning off while you're not using it does allow it to preserve more energy. But also, each computer component has a limited lifespan, and turning the computer off when it's not being used does allow it to last a little longer, but don't always do that. Next, at number 12, is using third-party plugins or codecs for web content. This used to be true, but now they mainly rely on HTML5. And there's really no real need to install a codec anymore. If you have any, I suggest uninstalling them. Just for web content, or you could just simply disable them for the whole codec feature. Number 13 is running out your battery before charging it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You do not have to fully run out your battery before charging it. This also applies to phones and tablets, but you can charge it before running out the entire battery. In fact, I actually have been recommending that a lot. Number 14 is 64-bit will always be faster than 32-bit. That might be true and might be not. It depends on the program. Certain times, 64-bit will offer the ability for apps to use more RAM, but that does not mean that it is faster. It's those that are very energy and resource intensive that will show improved performance on 64-bit compared to 32-bit. If you want to see the difference between 64-bit and 32-bit, I would recommend checking out another video, on that. I've got one by a YouTuber named Theo Joe up on the card up there, and also in the description. Number 15, the last one, is that it is harder to find different LED displays than it is to find regular LED. This is sort of true. This depends on mainly what you're using and where you are. While it is harder to find certain LEDs, it's not as hard as it used to be. I mean, this laptop is QLED, and it was not as hard. It was not very hard to find, even. And with most laptops going for OLED or QLED, that is really not as straightforward. So thanks for watching this video. If you guys have any other myths that I missed, comment them down below, and don't forget to give this channel a subscribe, activate the notification bell, leave a like on the video, and if you can share this video around, please do, because it took me several weeks to make this list of myths, and I don't want it to go to waste. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Running to another level. Running